There we go.
You're
We're on.
live.
I need a drink.
What's that cup? Why is there a soda can right there?
There's from 3 weeks ago. Whenever we went live last.
Why don't you ever throw your stuff out? La-di-da-di-da. Hey, look, I got the notification. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Share. Twitter. Tweet. Bum bum. Facebook. Hello. I'm just sharing, and like always, Tony's getting a drink because he never plans ahead.
No.
Oh, look, he's back. Hello, hello.
I live life on the fly.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. Hello. Sorry, speaking a little monotone. I just woke up from a nap. I didn't want to sleep. I know I shouldn't have slept because I have a 9-day straight work week starting tomorrow, but I couldn't help it. It had to be, it had to happen. I had to sleep. It just had to happen.
What the heck?
So, we are going over the current Disney and Universal news.
Current.
Yes, everything that's happened within, within the last, 3-4 days. You know.
We will.
And including, last minute, we all just got an email from Disney. Well, we're going to talk about that we got today. You know, so I had to quickly add that on. So, we're going to kind of rapid fire this a little bit because there is a lot. And we're going to try to make it as short as possible of a stream. Hey, Soren, what's happening? Soren, right?
Sorian, like Dorian.
It's Soren. I feel like we have this conversation every time.
But I remember because I was saying Sorian, and they said Sorian, like Dorian.
Soren. Headed to Magic Kingdom Hollywood Studios this weekend, staying at Saratoga Springs.
Woo-wee!
Yes! That is awesome.
How you smacked your head.
Because Saratoga is awesome.
Saratoga.
It is. That's awesome. That's going to be an awesome stay. And weather right now, obviously, it's Florida, so it rains. But that's okay.
I don't think there's supposed to be any major.
And nothing major.
Pretty bad. I don't know.
Well, we're going to talk about the first.
No, I'm talking about today.
I don't know what happened today. I was
sleeping. It was a pretty
sleeping.
bad storm, at least at work.
Oh, yeah, it rained pretty good. I was hanging out with Liz for a little bit. Yes, I was with Liz for a little bit.
Liz?
Just for a little bit.
Oh, you went over while your car was being worked on?
No, we were at Disney Springs and then it downpoured on us. And then we left.
You didn't see Poppy, did you?
Yes, Poppy was there.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You're lying.
I am lying. Poppy was not there. But yes, it was nice to see Liz because I have not seen her in the flesh since this whole
in the
corona
flesh.
this whole corona thing.
Well,
I think
before it got really bad.
Before it got bad. It's been quite a few months.
The last time we saw her was when I picked up my leggings.
It was 4 months ago.
I don't even know.
Probably about
it
4 months.
Sometime after Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know. It was about 4 months. So it was very nice seeing Liz today. Very nice. But we are going to go...
That's not fair.
Right into the Disney and Universal news. This is in no real order. I tried to make it in an order, but that doesn't work. Tammy, hello, Tony, Lisa. Can't wait for the outlets to open. That is news number 1.
There's no news.
There's no news about the outlet. That is the first news on this theme park discussion between Disney and Universal. There is no news for probably just completely exit out of it and then go back in. I don't know. Still no news. Yes, they are reopening, but we do not have any date. Any date, any time going on. No announcement. It will happen. I've ventured guesses like I did in the past and I was wrong, so... Well, I mean, I thought my guesses were pretty good. I thought that once all 4 theme parks at Disney were open, that they were going to open. Now, my second guess, that was wrong. My second guess would be probably fall, because that's when food and wine, like, those kiosks will
so
actually
if
open.
so if you go to Epcot right now, although technically food and wine has already started, there are a bunch of like the food kiosks that are closed that say coming this fall. So we're thinking that maybe that's when like flower and garden merch is going to start to disappear and more of the actual food and wine is going to come in. Because right now, if you go, there's no food and wine merch. It's all still flower and garden.
That's what I thought. And I was like, oh, hey, maybe it'll open in the fall. Push that flower and garden merch. But then we get an email later today, or sometime today. I didn't look to see what time.
Laurel said that she heard that they can't open because their safety rules don't coincide with premium outlets.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know too much about that. So to go back what I was saying real quick, to push that flower and garden merch over and sell it, because that's when the food and wine stuff should be coming out. We get an email today from Disney talking about one thing that we're going to talk about a little bit later, but then they said that, I forget when the date was. There was a date. I'll have to look back on that. At Disney Springs, at a shop, they will be selling all the flower and garden merch, and exclusive Passholder flower and garden merch as well, for like 40% off. So then I was like, crap, then it's not going to the warehouse.
But I said too, like, that came from a CM that is now at Disney Springs that used to work at the outlet. Okay. My thinking too was with the outlets is like, even like when, so they used to just have like free for all, that store would fill up with people, and then they started limiting the number of people in. My thing though is like, obviously they would still have to do that when they open, because all the stores have to, like, even at the outlets, there's lines now for a lot of stores because of the limited capacity they're allowed to have. But where are they going to put the people in line waiting outside? Like, that line definitely gets a lot longer than, like, any of the other stores.
Exactly. So
like, where are they going to, while social distancing, like, there's only so many feet between doors to other stores. And then, like, where are we going to put them?
And then you have to figure, too, and I was talking to Liz today, that with that line as well, you can't have them run into the other stores.
Well, that's what I was just saying.
Exactly. And Liz came up with the best idea, and I don't know why I didn't think about it. I must have been tired. She said, probably got to do what World of Disney did when they first opened, make it a virtual queue.
But that's a little hard to do for the fact that, like, the warehouse is not on the app.
No, like what they did at World of Disney, that wasn't on the app.
Well, that's
You
true.
went on there, you gave a name, you gave your phone number, and you were reserved to get into the store, and they would give you a text when your time was ready. You know what I mean? Like when I met Jasmine Beckett, that was virtual queued as well. And then you leave. So that would say, like, hey, there's no standing in line. You either got in or you didn't get in. That would probably be the only way that it would work.
Still think it would be complete chaos.
Oh, it's still going to be regardless, because everybody's going to be there at 4 a.m. to try to get a virtual queue. That's just how it would happen. Let's go. Let's move on to the next news. So
I'm trying to get my internet to work.
I don't know. You always seem to have problems.
I never have problems when we're live.
I don't know.
Nothing wants to work.
Oh, well, you
How's
get comment.
your families in PA doing?
That's
a whole other story.
Yeah, we'll get into that because that goes in with some other. Actually, I think that's the next news topic a little bit. Is the first hurricane of the season?
Yes.
For Florida. Well, for everywhere, I should just say. Well, not everywhere, but you know.
Texas got hit last week with Hannah.
Yeah, that was last week. And then we had ours that came through. It was supposed to come through. Well, it kept changing.
So pretty much
nothing
Florida
happened.
Didn't get anything. And then, so when it went past Florida, it had downgraded to a tropical storm. And like, even where we live, we were at the parks all weekend. But there was a nice breeze, but it was not windy at all. Just like a nice cooling breeze. And then like some rain here and there. I don't know how bad how much the coast got, but I think they probably just got like thunderstorms. And then before it hit the Carolinas, it turned back into a hurricane. And needless to say, it worked its way up to the East Coast, or worked its way up the East Coast, and managed to send some damage into PA, which, if you don't know, PA is landlocked. They don't have a beach. They're not by the ocean. Somehow, I found out not only did my parents' basement flood, but like 4 of their other neighbors also had the same.
My mom told me my aunt's house basement flooded.
Yeah, well, and you have to understand, so up in PA, a lot of the basements have drains.
Mm.
And so what was happening was, like, when you open the door to the outside, like, the outside wasn't really flooded. There were some parts that were, but, like, my parents' backyard, for example, was not flooded. The ground was just soaked. But yeah, their basement flooded because the water was coming up from the drain.
Yes.
So, needless to say, I said to Tony, I was like, it's about time my parents got rid of that ugly green carpet, and this may be the...
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened was
it was
the
coming
drain
up from
system.
the drains. So, I actually talked to my mom on my way home from work. I forgot to ask her about the update on that. But yeah, their house is fine. It's just,
Yeah, they were walking
they're going to have to
ankle
rip
deep.
up that carpet.
Yeah, they were walking about ankle deep in water. You know, about.
And then my sister, it was now confirmed that it was a tornado that they got caught in. So, yeah, that was pretty exciting.
Yes.
I mean, not really, but everyone's safe and fine from our families. I thought it was interesting, though, that, like, we're the ones that moved to Florida. Like, we're the ones that are typically going to be the ones preparing for a hurricane, and, nope.
Yeah, so they had the hurricane in Pennsylvania, like, really bad, and then, like Lisa said, there was a tornado that your brother-in-law was in. Well, kind of in. Kind of not in it, but he was watching it.
No, so...
He was distanced enough from it. But he was watching cars fly. He was watching cars fly in the air and roofs being ripped off the hospital.
So, okay, yeah. So my sister was in the hospital for her... She's due in like 2 weeks, so this is around the time of your pregnancy where you have to go every week. But she also had to go into the hospital because of this whole pandemic. Now she had to get tested for COVID, and yeah, I know it's not working.
Well, I'm just seeing the comments.
She had to get tested for COVID, so she's in the hospital when the tornado hits. But because of COVID, my brother-in-law is not allowed in any of the doctor's appointments right now. So he's in the car when it hits. And he was saying how, like, he could just see cars flying, and he didn't know what to do, because clearly it's not safe to be in the car, but it wasn't safe to get out of the car. And in the midst of that, he watched the roof of the hospital daycare, like, blow off. So then he was in the predicament of, when it's safe to get out, do I run to the daycare and make sure that all those kids are okay, or do I run into the hospital and make sure my wife's okay? Needless to say, he was told that there were no significant injuries in the daycare. They got all the kids into their closets and in their tornado rooms. But the thing was, when he got to the hospital, they had moved my sister up to labor and delivery because she started having contractions. But she's back home. There's no baby yet.
I think it was just all the freaking out, worry, stress of everything going between the floods.
And in the area that they live in, like, they're not prone to tornado. Like, even the area that my parents live in, we've had tornadoes up there, but they are rare. Like, they don't get tornadoes a whole lot. So it was quite an interesting day for them yesterday. But yeah, everyone's fine. Just adds to the excitement of 2020.
Exactly. 2020, it is what it is. Let's get in.
I don't know why you're going into my notes.
Because I'm thinking like it's my phone.
It's not. It's mine. Okay.
So we're going to start with theme park news now.
Beginning August 9th, Universal temporarily closes A Day in the Park with Barney, Fear Factor Live, Fast and Furious Supercharged, Kang and Kudo's Twirl and Hurl, Poseidon's Fury, and Storm Force Acceleration. All of which I really don't care.
Yeah, so...
I mean, okay, I thought Poseidon's Fury was kind of cool, but, like, it doesn't bother me that it's closed.
Exactly. Like, right now, so 6... Altogether, Universal is temporarily closing 6 attractions slash shows. And like Lisa said, is that something anybody really cares about?
I mean,
Fast
well,
and Furious is terrible.
I could care less if they shut that thing down forever.
Poseidon's Fury, like Lisa said, it's cool, but am I like...
Yeah, like, I don't... That's not something I need to go do every time I'm there.
So pretty much it comes down to that Universal lost a lot of money, which we'll talk about. That comes in another part of the news. They lost a lot of money with this closure. So with that is going to be more layoffs. So they laid off a bunch of more people to just keep open their marquee rides and marquee shows.
Fast and Furious is nice and air conditioned. This is the stupidest ride ever.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Don't try to give it perks. There's really none.
No. Some people actually do like it. I figured out.
I'm sorry. If you like it, I don't understand
respect
you.
everybody's opinion on that. Who likes it. Why?
Why? It's just kind of dumb.
But, so that's the reason why. Because of the loss of money from the time that they were gone, they had to do some more layoffs, you know what I mean? So then, of course, they started looking at these shows and attractions that are not big marquee, that draws people that they could get rid of as well.
Universal is known for its thrill rides, so...
But I love how their new Fast and Furious is not even marquee.
It's not.
And they
it's
were
a terrible ride.
And
it's
they
like
were proud of it.
They never even finished it.
And they were proud.
Yeah, so I think it's more of a kid ride for like 10 and under. Yeah, it really is. It's not a thrill ride whatsoever. So obviously they're going to do what they can to keep their thrill rides open because that's why people go to Universal. So.
The only thing I will say is I was shocked seeing Fast and Furious on the list.
Only because it's so new.
Because it's newish. Oh, 2 years. Right?
Yeah.
2 years?
Not that old.
Not even 2 years. So I was really shocked to see that.
Well, Kong came out first.
Yeah.
And then Fast and Furious.
I was surprised.
I feel like Fast and Furious isn't even 2 years old.
No.
No, I guess it had to because Hagrid's opened up last summer. So yeah, that would make sense. Probably like 2 years.
See, if it was me, that had to decide that, even though I don't like Fast and Furious at all, being that it was new, I probably would have not temporarily closed it. I think I would have traded that for Shrek 4D.
Yeah, Shrek is dumb. But you know what? Shrek tends to get a longer line than Fast and Furious.
I don't understand why. Probably because when kids go to want to do Despicable Me, and parents are probably like, I'm not waiting. Normally what would be 45 to over an hour for that. Well, let's go to Shrek. It's right across the street.
Maybe.
So
and
maybe
it is
why.
like one of the first things that you walk into.
Yeah, it's the first thing. It's either Despicable Me on your left, or you go to Shrek 4D right on the right. So maybe that's why. Maybe because it's good location. I'm not sure on that, but I was surprised about that.
This kind of just goes into what we're talking about. Universal is down 94% in revenue for its theme parks.
Listen to this number.
Plummeting from $1.46 billion to $87 million.
That is a very, very big plummet. 94% decrease. And then this is what explains those layoffs and these temporary, they're not permanently, temporary ride closures. That's crazy. 94% down in revenue. What was that number again? 1.8 billion?
It was 1.46 billion. Now it's down to 87 million.
That is crazy. With you, and I think this also goes with what I was telling Jason from Pen to Flow, because we talk about this stuff as well. I said too, it probably didn't help that when Universal was down those 3 months, right? That they kept on the construction for the new land, right? Their fourth gate, as you will. I used to work in construction for many years, and I know just because my brother-in-law was the boss, and I would hang around him a lot, and he would tell me some things,
He would tell me some things.
Yeah,
We talk.
When obviously you bid for a job, obviously you get the job to work on such construction. That person who owns it, they give you a lump sum every month or every 2 months. Now that lump sum can be anywhere from $30,000 to $80,000 to keep your construction going. And when the construction company finishes out that $30,000 or $80,000, like that we got this part done, they pay you another $30,000, $80,000, whatever it is, to keep going for that next month or two. So that, I think, did not help. So now they've permanently stopped all construction on the new land right now. Well, until further notice.
Yeah. I think the other thing why it's down, obviously, too, is even though the parks have reopened, and, I mean, it gets busier and busier each time we go. Obviously, it's not like as it used to be because they're still running under a certain capacity. But you have to realize, too, there's all these travel bans still in play.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if it's not an actual ban, there's states that are still requiring that if you travel to Florida, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. And there's a lot of people right now, because they might have been out of work during the big shutdown of the country, was they can't afford to necessarily take off a week from work for vacation and then take off another 2 weeks to quarantine. So the parks right now are pretty much surviving off of not just pass holders, but just locals who were not traveling, So, and as pass holders, let's just face it, we're not the big money spenders. We'll buy our food, we'll buy our drinks and all that, but we're not necessarily going and buying the big top merchandise because,
we are. Most people are, but we're not spending. We might buy one big item.
Yeah.
We're not spending multiple big items.
Yeah, it's not like we brought our family down and this is a once in a lifetime or once a year. Yeah,
$300 worth of merch. We didn't do that.
It's not happening.
We spend maybe $50, or whatever.
I'm gonna be honest. I rarely go to a theme park and purchase merchandise.
I almost did today.
You almost did, yeah. But even when you do, it's more of the specialty, limited edition stuff that we're still not. Yeah. So they're surviving off of us, but they're also not making a whole lot of money off of us either. So
I'll tell you one thing, because they released that quarterly final, Disney will have to release theirs, and I can't wait to see what Disney's reduction rate is.
Yeah, I mean, Disney was closed for a whole extra month.
Disney was smart, though, as compared to Universal. They stopped all construction, except for the ones that were,
almost done.
Pretty much, they were done, ready to go.
They were just finishing those.
Just finished that, but they stopped everything else, all the Epcot construction, besides Ratatouille. Spaceship Earth. That's off the books right now, including the Mary Poppins ride. That's off the books, so they'd have to start that.
I mean, yeah, there are a lot of eBayers and resellers now purchasing, and that's true. But I still don't think it comes close to the amount of money that the tourists were spending, because you have to think of how many tourists were coming down, and everyone in their family was getting something.
Since Liz just mentioned that, there was not a very small article that I read coming from Bob Chapek. Now, Liz, this goes off of what you were just saying, where Bob Chapek said that their revenue in Disney World is actually up a little bit, and he commends the theme park guests, that was almost a quote, not the pass holders, because he knows the same thing that we talked about, but he actually said that kind of in a quote. And I thought that was really weird. But then I was thinking about it. I was thinking, well, I'm sure your revenue kind of went up because of the Splash Mountain merchandise.
Well, and that's what Liz just said. I went into Splash Mountain shop yesterday and they were sold out. I heard that the gift shop sold a whole year's worth of merch in 10 days. And I think, again, because people know that Splash Mountain's going to be
a very big reseller.
Well, because it's going to be redone. So all of the classic Splash Mountain stuff is going to have to go. Now everyone wants it because they're not going to be able to get it. So I think that also helps with that, with the Splash Mountain specifically. That's
because of this recent news around Splash Mountain. Exactly. Yeah. So I think Bob Chapek needs to rethink that. He's just looking at the numbers, but not what it actually comes to. Let's say, for instance, Liz just said that, they sold a year's worth in 10 days. So let's say that year's worth, it's gone, it's done. Chapek, I'm sure, would see those numbers drop then. And he'd probably be like, what happened? We were doing so
'Cause
good
you
in
sold
revenue.
out. Like, and you're not,
You know?
if you're going to redo a ride, you're not going to make more of the merchandise that you're trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
So
I still believe Disney World's numbers are down, taking Splash Mountain merchandise out of the equation, because eventually that will be out of the equation.
Yeah.
It has to be. That's a means to an end.
But what the theme parks are trying to do to combat this, Universal right now, if you are a Florida resident...
My God, this deal is crazy.
And not already... Well, I'll explain this. Okay, Florida residents for Universal, you can purchase a one-day ticket and have unlimited access to the parks until the end of the year.
It started August 1st and it goes to December 24th.
Almost the rest of the year. For $160 a person. If you go twice...
165.
165.
But still.
If you go twice, you've already made out. So, now, this is where I'm going to add this.
I want to add this real quick and let you add that. If you...
I'm going to add this and I'll let you add that.
And actually, that 165 does work for both parks. So you can park hop with that. If you want to spend an extra, I think it was $10 or $15 and pay $175 or $180, you get both theme parks and Volcano Bay included. It's a little mini trial if you ever thought about being an annual pass holder. This is a crazy deal. And I thought Disney's deal was really good for Florida residents, 4 days for $200.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great deal. But then when this dropped, you know what? And let me be honest. When you're a company who's down 94% in revenue, I probably would have put that deal out too and just try to invite as many people as I can to come to the parks to probably spend money to help bring that up.
Someone said...
But that deal's crazy.
So someone disagrees and says it's not a good deal. It's cheaper to buy the AP. Not... Okay. Let me...
Yes, no.
Okay. So if you are not already an annual pass holder and you're not really sure if Universal's a park you'd want to get an annual pass, this is a great deal because if it's just you or even you and one other person, it's $165 a person, and you could go if you had the time and you went every day from August 1st to December 24th. It's a great deal. This is where... Because at first I was like, oh, well, our pass runs out in October 1st. Like,
let's buy that deal.
Let's cancel our pass.
When that time comes.
And do that deal just for that short amount of time. But I can't foresee us putting down then the down payment again for the annual pass. And that's where I say this is a great deal if you're not already an annual pass holder.
Because
when you go to purchase an annual pass, you're a Florida resident.
You have to put down half.
You have to put a down payment, which is half of your annual pass. So that's a big chunk of money.
So if it's just one person, we'll say $200. So then if it's just one person, $165 or $200, okay, I might as well spend the $200. Now with Lisa and I, since we are two, I have to put down half deposit for two. So our half was pretty much buying one full annual pass, $400 down I had to put.
On top of if we would decide to cancel our annual pass, purchase these $165 tickets. So yeah, let's round it up just to $200. So put $400 down, little less obviously, to do this Florida resident deal, and then go to purchase our annual pass again, and now we have to put another $400 down.
So I will agree with you
to some extent.
To say if you were just one person, it's not a great deal. You might as well just spend a little bit extra so you have it all year. If you're two people, iffy. It depends.
It depends how you spend your money, and if you have that money to put down pretty much $400 twice. For us, it's not worth it. It's
not worth it for us. Now, if you're a family of 3 and above, this is a great trial deal.
Yeah, try it, and if during that time you realize, this isn't really the park for us, well then you know that not to spend the money for the annual pass.
I think it's a great opportunity.
It's a great deal, especially for Florida residents who aren't sure if they want an annual pass holder. And I think this is a great thing from Universal, as people are looking at it as, well, this is a trial run, and how many people are then going to come back and say, we went all these times, we love it, let's now purchase an annual pass. This is how they're going to start getting money back in.
Exactly. And for those who live in Florida that are not big on theme parks, they might see this deal and be like,
I'll just use it.
Well, let's just do it. And we don't do parks. We're not big theme park, but it's a good deal. So let's try it. Let's just see what they're all about. And then they might like it. And like Lisa said, then maybe they'll purchase an annual pass. I don't know.
Don't forget to show Tony and Lisa love it. Oh, yeah.
Heart.
That's a really bad heart.
I know. I can't do hearts either. But I don't know. So that's, to me, is a crazy deal.
And now Disney, because again, pass holders typically aren't big money spenders.
Local pass holders,
we'll say. Yeah. I won't count out of state just because.
Well, I count some out of state that can drive within a couple hours,
Okay. But Disney is offering up to 40% off Disney resorts for their pass holders, which is why Tony and I were supposed to have stayed at the Caribbean Beach Resort over the weekend, but someone decided he had to be on Team A for work and then canceled it because he thought this big storm was coming, and then it never came.
It was too much of a risk. Team A, it's a very, not long spiel, but Team A, pretty much if a storm came, I was mandated and I'd have to sleep over in the hospital on lockdown.
Yeah.
So I didn't cancel, I pushed it back.
We postponed it. I get it, but nothing happened over the weekend, so we could have just gone.
So, to give you an idea of what the 40% was, Caribbean Beach, typically average price goes for about $240 to $270 a night, depending on your room. I got it for $183 a night. Some people have said that, and because on these like Disney Facebook groups, I mentioned it to some people, and then people were calling. Like, it got a lot of hits, and people were like, "What's the number?"
This is a great way to get money for the fact that a lot of the visitors right now are local pass holders, and you're trying to open up these resorts. Give us great deals, and we actually, even though we're locals, because of the fact that we are locals and we don't typically stay at the resorts because, well, we could just drive and save the money, like, it's kind of like a nice staycation idea where, like, just go for a weekend.
Guess how much somebody paid using that deal for the Swan Hotel? $111 a night. $111 a night for the Swan. Now, the Dolphin's not open because the MLS is there right now, so just Swan is open. $111.
That's a great
Some people have showed pictures, like screenshotted, of course.
Not when a storm is due. That's true.
There was a screenshot picture of somebody who got the Polynesian for less than $300 a night. Like, some people that might say, it's $300, or that's still like a lot of money, which it is. But if you look at that hotel, that's a great deal.
Yeah, it's a lot less than full price.
And I think you just have to stay before September 30th. You can book now, but it has to be September 30th or October 30th.
I don't know.
I can't remember. I think it's September 30th, I want to say. But that's a great deal. If you're a Florida resident.
For us, that gives us an excuse to go stay on property. Like I said, we just kind of make a staycation out of it. We don't necessarily, we won't spend all day at the parks, but we never spend all day at the parks anyway. So, you go to the park for a couple hours and you really get to enjoy the hotel.
Yes. Oh, man. Let's go to the next little newsy.
Disney pushes back reopening dates for some resorts.
Okay, so this is probably about almost, I think they pushed this back about a week ago. Yeah. But for those who may not know what those resorts are and their opening dates, Lisa's going to tell you what they are, because they are pushed back.
So Yacht Club has now been pushed back to open on August 24th. Mm-hmm. The Grand Floridian has been pushed back till September 21st.
Because of the NBA.
Polynesian has been set back until October 4th.
So that's to guess, but Polynesian is open for DVC.
Yeah, so any of these DVC resorts, they're open currently for DVC. But if you're not a DVC, this is when you are now going to be
the dates just for all guests.
October 14th is when the Coronado will open, and Art of Animation will open now November 1st. There is still no word yet on when the All-Star Resorts will open. Tony and I were talking about this.
I think that'll open mid next year. There is no point.
Holy cow. Callie. She got a Volcano Bay room at Cabana Bay for $89.
Woo! That is a deal.
Wow.
That is a good deal.
And Kimmy said the storm was bad here on the coast of North Carolina. Well, it did go back to a hurricane for you.
Yeah, it went back to a hurricane.
They had tornado fires and flooding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at least
I hope you're okay.
Yeah, I hope you're okay, definitely. You, the family, everybody. Absolutely. What was I going to say? Yeah, so with that All-Stars, because most people, let's be honest, most people stay at the All-Stars, right? Because for most people, it's a place to just keep your stuff. Sleep, shower, and keep your stuff because you're spending all day at the parks. So that you want to spend as little money as possible. So with a company who has been down almost 4 months, so no revenue, and probably still lacking the revenue a bit because of the, 15% capacity that's there, it wouldn't make much sense as a business to open up your value resort. If you're down in business, you would just want to open, like they started with their deluxe. If you want to come, you're going to spend big money.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah, if you
got to make up some money.
Stay on your property, you need to force them to stay at your more expensive hotels because you, like you said, you need to make up money.
July 29th, even though we're past that date, but on July 29th, Caribbean Beach was the first moderate hotel to open up.
Yeah.
So that gives you kind of that idea.
Oh, and Callie, again, I don't know if you're Callie or Kaylee. She's not a Florida resident and got it for $89.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that too. I just got some emails. It was just Universal is just
again. I think this is their way. They need to get people.
They're down
here.
94% in revenue.
So the way you're gonna get people to come down, give them a good deal.
Yeah, say hey, spend a night at our hotel for $90 a night. Hey, while you're at it, you want to buy a $165 ticket? You can come back and
that's for Florida residents.
Well, yeah, that's Florida resident. But regardless, they're doing. For non-Florida resident, they're doing buy 2 days, get one free. No, buy 1 day, get one free.
I don't know. Something like
buy 1 day, get one free. So if you decide to stay for the weekend, buy a Universal Pass for a day. You're here the next day. Well, you get that second day free. So it's not they're doing what they can, man.
Kimmy wants to know if there's any news on Riverside, Port Orleans. She wants to stay there so bad. I don't know.
No, there was nothing that I seen. It did just that it got pushed back.
For either Port Orleans.
Yes.
But they didn't give a date yet for
when
dates. They're going to open.
Yeah.
So.
No dates along with the All-Stars. Which is sad because I really like the French Quarter, And I love Riverside because of seeing Yeehaw Bob. But even when Riverside opens, I don't think they're going to have any Yeehaw Bob shows. That draws too much of a crowd.
That was a fun show.
My opinion. That draws too much of a crowd.
Fun show.
So that won't happen.
And it gave you great cardio.
Yes, it did give me great cardio that day. We were there with Travis, Bob and Ashley, and Liz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got great cardio out of it.
I did get great cardio. They tricked me all.
Cali like California. All right. Now I know.
Let's go to the next one.
Storian like Dorian, Cali like California. Okay. Anyway. Disney pass holders have till August 11th to let them know what you're doing with your pass.
So this is Disney said, all right, because everybody's calling these random times. They don't know what to do with their passes for the pass holders, if they want to cancel them or if they want to keep them, especially with the outer staters. This comes more with out of state.
And especially for those that are Platinum Plus that water parks aren't open.
So Disney basically said, boom, we're going to give you to August 11th. August 11th is the deadline. You should have, if you haven't, you should be getting an email soon that gives you directions of what to do on the Disney website. Or you could call the VIP pass holder phone number, or VIP pass holder, I should say. And all this email it takes you to a link to the website, and all you have to say is whether you're keeping your pass or canceling your pass. Now, for instance, we did not get that email, and I was talking to some people, about it, and pretty much how we got out of it is if you decide to do nothing, you don't answer your email, you don't do nothing, Disney's just going to assume that you want it because they want the money.
Yeah.
They're not going to cancel you. So if you do nothing, your pass holder is going to keep paying.
Which might explain why we still haven't gotten our Disney payment taken out of our account yet.
I don't know. That's so weird. We did not get it taken out.
We didn't get taken out at all last month.
Well, I don't know. It's weird.
So maybe it will start this month. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Maybe this was our free month.
Maybe for us. I don't know.
know.
I don't know how that's working. But you have until August 11th. If you want to cancel your pass, you're destined, you're set on doing that, make sure you do it by the 11th, because if you don't and August 12th opens up, you're a pass holder still.
Today's the 5th, so that gives you 6 more days to decide.
And if you didn't get that email, call the VI pass holder phone number. You can search that Google VI pass holder phone number and get in contact with them. That's the deadline.
Deadline.
Next topic.
I just did that one. So news! The Splash Mountain log sank with people in it.
Yeah.
First we had right before the pandemic, we had the Jungle Cruise boat take on water.
Yeah.
Now we opened the park after the pandemic and we have a Splash Mountain log sink with people in it.
Yeah.
I mean, not like sink.
But there was a video.
A lot of water.
There was a video released by a guest who was videotaping this. Not a vlog or anything, just a person filming this.
Well, I think anyone would get their camera out if that happened.
So she's filming this because I guess she was one of the people that got out of the log. And you can hear cast members trying to tell people to stay in the log. Now I'm trying to figure out, why on earth would I want to stay in a log that has taken on water?
And especially if you don't know how to swim.
Like, I would have abandoned ship right away.
Abandoned ship.
Like, I don't know. To me, that's a little weird.
Like, what were they going to do? Have them finish the ride with,
maybe it was that cast members just, like,
trying to keep
reaction, just, calm? Like, calm down, stay in the boat, stay in the log.
But, like,
no, I'm jumping ship. I don't know. I think that was just a reaction, probably just like that nervous, didn't know what to do.
I think
that was the first thing they said.
Cast members thing of like everyone needs to remain calm, and like I guess if everyone starts jumping out of the log, I guess that could start cause chaos.
Yeah.
But like, who's staying in a sinking ship? Well, a sinking log, but like.
Not I. I'm gonna jump ship and roam around backstage.
That's exactly what you would do. You'd probably hide and be like...
I would hide.
I'd become the new
face
of the attraction.
I probably wouldn't do it because I'd be like banned and kicked out, but I'm sure Lisa would look at me as I'd be looking around like
where can I hide?
Where can I go to do this? I don't think I actually would, but it would cross my mind.
It would cross my mind. Yeah, so apparently if you are sinking, we are all supposed to be like the captain and go down with the ship.
Nah, I still think it was just... their muscle.
Pay no attention to the water. Everything's fine. Yeah. Everything's fine. It's a water ride. This is what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. I just think that was probably just muscle memory in the sense of saying
like keep your arms and feet inside the log at all times.
This is
Stay in the log.
This is completely normal. It's fine. It's fine. No need to get up. Just stay in.
It'll slowly go down. Eventually. We'll get you out.
2020, I wasn't really surprised.
Everything happens.
Who had a sinking log or Splash Mountain sinking log on their 2020 bingo card? Anybody? 2020 is a wild time, man.
Flood and then get caught in a tornado. And then, these are just things that happen in 2020.
Yeah.
I'm learning just to not expect
keep the bar low.
To expect the unexpected because it's bound to happen this year.
This is why 2020 I've been keeping the bar very low. That way I'm never disappointed. And so far I have not been disappointed.
Ziploc pouch will help you from the start of the year.
I know. Somebody mentioned that too on one of the groups. I forget which one, but it was funny. It was like something about I'm sure those Ziploc bags came in handy for your cell phone or your personal items or something.
Yeah.
I don't
Remember,
know.
nothing is waterproof these days. They are water resistant.
They're water resistant. So
they can only handle so much water.
Somebody let me know if the Ziploc bag held the full, you know.
I feel like it would.
Yeah, it would.
Because it's not like they crashed.
No.
It just took on water and
I
slowly but surely sank.
I was trying to, like, when I was watching the video, I was trying to see where it took on water, but I couldn't really. I think it was coming probably right to the, where they would come off. That's what it almost looked like to me. But I don't know. I was trying to figure it out.
You have to think, too, like, because they're not filling these boats to capacity, obviously, unless you have a party big enough to fill a log. So, like, these weight distributions, I felt it even when we were on the ride, like, we seemed to, like, hit this, like, barriers, like, everywhere we went on that ride, just because there's not enough weight to kind of, like, steer it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Somebody just asked if we've heard any news about Disney possibly closing again.
No.
Shanghai? No.
Well, Hong Kong.
Hong Kong is closed. It is closed now?
Hong
Hong Kong is closed now? Or it's soon be... I can't remember the date.
Think they closed Hong Kong.
That was for the government. The government wanted that done.
I think Shanghai's still open. There is no news that Disney World is going to close. Now, when there was that peak in COVID after, like, Florida started reopening the state, the mayor of Orange County, which is where Disney World is, it's inside Orange County, did say that if the parks reopening were in direct correlation to the peak or to the rise in COVID cases, that he would have no problem shutting down the amusement parks again. However, that was several weeks ago. Nothing's been said since. The parks are still running. So, no, we haven't really heard anything about Disney World closing.
I think Disneyland is going to open soon for the fact that
Universal Hollywood,
their City Walk has opened.
And it
recently,
seems
like 3 days ago.
Universal opens right now, and then Disney opens. So I said, once Universal Hollywood makes, or announces their opening date of its parks, I would say then a month later is when Disneyland is going to open its parks. If they just follow suit with what Florida
So their government in Cali, because that government shut it all down, since they're letting Universal have their City Walk right now, maybe they're easing up a little bit to say, hey, all right, maybe we can do the theme parks. But I feel like the government of Cali will set the capacity guidelines
for them. Yeah,
I think that number will be like a 15%.
Yeah. But
because that governor in Cali is because he knows he does not need Disney or Universal to survive.
No. But Central Florida needs its theme parks because we thrive off of tourists.
Yeah. So,
no, there has been no news of any Central Florida
not
theme
in
park.
the world.
Disney World, Universal, SeaWorld.
No news.
I'll even throw Busch Gardens in there, even though that's south in Tampa.
Yeah.
There's been no news of them reclosing.
No.
I think people were afraid that they were because Florida had
that huge spike, 10,000 a day or something like that.
Yeah, but
and the fact that Hong Kong closed with just 50 cases.
Yeah.
So people were saying, well, they closed for 50. But Florida's at 10,000.
And my thought on that was coronavirus obviously started in China. If that's China's way of, like, if we get a peak, are we going to be to blame for, like, a second round of a world pandemic? Let's shut it down. That's my opinion. I really don't know. But as far as I know, Shanghai is still open. So, if I'm correct, one of the two Chinese parks is still open.
Yes.
So I don't think there's anything to worry about, Terry.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Because he said he has a trip in 10 days and was just wondering.
No, you'd be fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're fine.
I don't think there's anything to worry about. Not unless a major hurricane comes through.
Governor.
That would be the only thing I could see shutting down the parks, but it's not going to shut them down for as long as they were shut down for COVID. It's going to be their typical hurricane shutdown where, we shut down during the storm and we reopen. But you have to realize, Disney or None of the theme parks down here ever made an announcement when Isaias was coming of shutting down because it was a small hurricane. So I don't think we have anything to worry about. Unless a Cat 5 starts headed our way, then you might have something to worry about.
Our governor wouldn't allow it. Even though the mayor said he'd do it, I think the governor would override him somehow and be like, no. You guys watched the movie Jaws, right? You've all seen Jaws, right?
Jaws.
The mayor of Jaws, he wanted to keep the parks or the beach open, no matter what, even though there was a possible shark, that was loose. DeSantis is that mayor from Jaws. That's the best way I can put it. He will not, we got a problem, but those parks will be open. Like the mayor of Jaws said. If we have a shark problem, take care of it, but those beaches will be open. That's DeSantis.
So, yeah, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
You're okay.
Like I said, unless a Cat 5 starts heading our way, then that's different.
Yeah, you're fine.
The Disney's Mulan is coming to Disney Plus for $30. There are a lot of mixed reviews on this.
There's a lot of mixed reviews on if people are going to spend this $30 for Mulan. Now, I understand. Disney was holding off on putting it to Disney Plus, such like other movies,
it was supposed to
this was a big
go
blockbuster.
to movie theaters.
This was going to be their big blockbuster.
And they had to keep pushing it back because movie theaters couldn't open, blah, 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 blah. So, and there's still even the movie theater by our house still hasn't opened. So, yeah, I get it. So now...
Disney needs to make some money somehow.
People want to see Mulan. They can't keep pushing back this date. So, yeah, let's put it to Disney Plus. And I told Tony, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to Disney Plus, but there's going to be a catch. And here's the catch. You want to watch it, you have to pay $30.
And we've been getting, since I posted that on on all social media platforms, I've been getting a mixed review.
So
very mixed.
Here was my thought. A lot of people were like, $30, that's expensive. You can get it cheaper on DVD. That's true. Now,
unless you want the 4K version.
Well, okay. Let's look at it from the other point of view, though. Had it not come to Disney Plus and you went to go see it in theaters, I guarantee you, in almost any theater, you're going to end up spending more than $30 because you have to buy your tickets. Then you got to get your popcorn and your candy and your soda. Like when Tony and I go to the movie theater and it's two of us,
it's like a $50
bill.
We're
spending like close to $50 between tickets, 2 popcorns, and 2 sodas. And now we got the deal where we just get the jumbo popcorn, but still to share. But like $50. So yeah, the $30, we're already making out.
Yeah.
Had we instead gone to the movie theater and saw it for 2 of us. And then if you think of it, if you have a family with kids and you were all going to go to the movie theater, $30 is worth it. But I understand what people are saying is it's not worth it because it would have eventually come to Disney Plus and it would have been free. And you're right, it would have been. But you would have had to wait a while.
So my suggestion.
My theory is I think $30 is fine.
So you're making me spend $30?
I might.
Damn. See, I don't care about Mulan that much to spend $30, but she really likes Mulan, so I guess I'll probably spend it. So here's my thing, though. My overall conclusion for those that are mixed feelings about Mulan on there for $30. If it's gonna be on there, okay?
Yeah, and
it's
have to recoup the money.
It's gonna be on Disney Plus. You're gonna see it every time you scroll on Disney Plus. It's your choice if you wanna click to buy now for $30 or just keep scrolling and not pay it. That's pretty much it. It's a cut and dry, For those that are complaining about it, don't click on it. For those who want to watch it, click on it. There's no other.
And again,
I'm sorry to be blunt like that.
Yeah, and I'm just comparing it to had this pandemic never happened and this would have gone to the movie theaters, you probably would have spent more than $30 between your tickets and your concession stand goodies.
Because let's be honest.
$30, unless of course you're one person, then you probably would have spent less than that. But not much less because let's face it, there's no such thing as a matinee at a movie theater anymore. like for brand new movies. I understand that there are some movie theaters that like will re-show like movies that you can already get on like DVD and they give you there's no such thing as matinee price anymore. You're not going to a movie and spending $5 a ticket. It just doesn't exist anymore. So $30 I think is a great deal when I compare it to how much I would have spent at the movie theater.
So let's say too Disney
and yes,
didn't
you
spend.
will spend $30 to let me watch it.
So let's say Disney put Mulan on Disney Plus and there was no $30 price. Well, then your $8 Disney Plus a month
probably going up
to like $20 or $25. Well, not probably that high. Probably like $15.
They have to recoup the money because, like we said, this wasn't a movie that was supposed to go straight to Disney Plus. It was supposed to go to movie theaters, and then after the movie got released, then go to Disney Plus. Since they couldn't do that, they have to recoup the money. You gotta just pay. Just deal with it. Tony will have to deal with it because they're gonna make him spend $30.
And if you don't want to pay for it, you just scroll past it. That's it. I mean,
yeah.
I get both sides of the spectrum. I'm not going to go back over it. We completely get it. But those are really the two options you have. Click it or don't. Click it or skip it.
And Tony will click it.
I will want to skip it, but
I will make him click it.
She'll make me click it.
She'll make me click it. Because as much as, like, I guess I just want to see what this live action has to offer.
Doesn't even have Mushu.
That's what I was about to say. They got rid of Mushu. They got rid of Cricket. They got rid of the song. So now I don't even get to hear I'll Make a Man Out of You. So I got to see how great this movie is.
And then I'm going to look at you and be like, was that worth $30? And you're going to be like, it was okay. And that's what it's going to come down to. Was it okay? Was it okay? But that's like...
This movie could surprise us. It could
But
be
that's like going to a
grand.
theater. You don't know when you go to a movie theater if it's going to be good or not.
Look, when we went to go see The Lion King and Aladdin and all that, like, we came out, like, kind of feeling like,
Like, it was good, but
like, there were good things. I'd watch it again, but I wouldn't pay the price to go watch it in a movie theater. Well, maybe that'll be what it comes down to Mulan. But I won't know until I purchase it.
I've seen a lot of bad movies in the theater that I actually paid for. Like Star Wars.
Can you guys react to a video? What video?
React to a video. Yeah, sure. What I thought about doing some reaction videos, but I don't know what to react to. What would you guys like us to react to? I don't know. Like, I thought about reacting to our very first vlog. And then I was like, I don't know.
Is Mulan to rent or own to watch multiple times for $30? That's a good question.
It didn't really say that.
Because that
is what people have been questioning too.
I'm thinking that it's one time because they need to make their money. In which case, you purchase it the first time for $30 and then you wait until you don't have to pay for it.
React to live action Mulan. Okay, to see if it was, in my opinion, if it was worth $30. That might be a good reaction. I don't know.
I do like Mulan, so...
I have thought about reaction videos. So. I got to figure out how to do it and how to do it where we don't get any copyright strikes. Like, I watch reaction videos, so I know there's a way around it. I got to figure out how to do that so we don't get so I make sure I do everything correctly where we don't get a copyright strike for it. Yeah. You know, so I got to still dig a little bit and talk to some people who do. And I'm not talking about reacting to their own videos because that's their own content. I see people reacting to actual watching a TV show or, you know, where it's an actual show clip, you know, that goes on for long periods. And I know that's copyright.
We have to figure that out.
Yeah, so I have to figure out. So give me some time, you know. Give me some time and I'll figure out and I'll maybe do a test reaction to see how it works and to see if I get any strikes. You know, if I don't, then we'll do a real reaction.
A real reaction?
Yeah, one of those.
Real!
Things. Yeah.
Real. Someone asked.
What? Somebody asked what?
Oh. Can you react to the vid Pie Note Mr. Zoink?
I don't know what that is. Pie Note Mr. Zoink. I don't know what that is.
Pie Note Mr.
Called Pie Note Mr. Zoink. I don't know what that is. What is that? Ask Mr. Cheesy Pop. Yes, he does them all the time. And who else? Tyrone Mantis? Mattis? Tyrone. I watch him all the time. He does nothing but reaction videos.
I watched Mama Dr. Jones. She does reaction videos.
But I know Tyrone he's a very big vlogger. I know he won't be able to respond to me.
The ones I know of are big.
So they're not going to respond to me.
Like, are going to they probably get bombarded with messages that they're not gonna see it. Like I watch Mama Dr. Jones, and she does like reaction videos to like that show I didn't know I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's too big of a YouTuber for me to ever be able to get her attention.
And
so.
Mr. Cheesy Pop, like he's a big but not huge
Don't you
YouTuber.
love Mama Dr. Jones? She's awesome. She's funny.
But I don't think that he would have, because I'm sure he gets bombarded with stuff too, because he has a big enough fan base, Mr. Cheesy Pop. And I met him once in person, and really awesome dude, but I don't think he'll have time to answer an email about it. So I just got to figure it out. I just got to do some Google and do some homework.
Someone said Beautiful Tomorrow TV would help.
Beautiful Tomorrow TV.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, I'll look into it. You know, why not?
So, Bella Ohana Adventures, will you ever go to another Disney park outside of Florida? Maybe someday. He's always wanted to go to Disneyland, being that it's the first park. We both really like Japanese culture, so we would love to go to Tokyo, but not do like an entire vacation at Tokyo Disney. But
because I want to see
with this pandemic going on, who knows when anyone is ever going to get to travel outside the country. So we have a better shot at probably going to Cali.
You know what I thought about the other day? Was it yesterday? I don't know. It was yesterday or this morning. I was like, man, trying to travel in the U.S. is kind of like looking at the game Minesweeper.
I like Minesweeper.
But you know what I mean when I say that? Because you have all the different, like, 4, 3, and each state would have, like, and you're trying not to blow up. It's kind of like, it's right like the game of Minesweep right now. Click on it, how many people, I don't know.
It definitely is probably going to be more likely that we will get to go to Cali at some point in our lives rather than traveling across the world. So.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be so dark.
Anyway, we have one more. Disney pass holders will be getting a magnet at the end of the month. Please tell me this is the Orange Bird magnet.
It is not the Orange Bird magnet.
Well,
this news just came right before we did this live stream. I woke up from a nap, checked my email, and there was the email. Pass holders will be getting a magnet, a little pixie mail as they call it. At the end of the month, you will be getting a magnet as a thank you and welcome back. It is not the Orange Bird magnet. It is going to be Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell magnet. I like Tinkerbell. But at the same time, I was like, cool. Oh, and here's the catch, which it's only one magnet per household.
But we always get 2 because we're 2 separate pass holders. That's just rude. Why would you limit it to 1? I get 2. 1 for me, 1 for you.
1 per household.
Well, it's mine. I get Tink.
It's going on the fridge.
It's mine.
It's yours. It goes on the fridge.
Someone wants to know what tattoo is on your inner elbow.
Which one? That one?
I don't know which.
That one?
I would assume that one.
Or that one? Or that one? Or
they said elbow.
That one?
Elbow.
That one?
Okay.
I don't know. Which one?
Now they're gonna want to know everything.
That I'm gonna say you probably mean this one.
It's a heartogram.
Yeah, it's a heartogram. So it's a heart and a pentagram mixed together.
I'm trying to.
And it's kind of like the description of a yin and yang, except the heart and a pentagram is for all the good things and bad things in love. The good and evil in love.
Apparently, love has some evil to it. Why are you pointing at me?
Because you're abusive.
I'm not abusive.
You always attack me and hit me and like.
I don't hit you.
You don't just stand in line and go boom, 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 boom.
I don't touch you.
Yes, you do.
No. I stand there and I go. But I never make contact with you.
Jay would disagree because he said that. He was with us at Hollywood Studios.
And I did not touch you.
He said you were abusive.
He did. But he did. I never touched you. I just went. And these never came in contact with you.
I like to go these.
These.
Like these bad boys.
These bad boys never came. And even if I did touch you, I'm so weak it wouldn't hurt you.
Where is the band Him nowadays? Him broke up and Villa Vallo has a solo band. I forget what the name of it's called. Jeez. But I did listen to his solo work and it's pretty much where Him left off. So it was good from what I heard. But yeah, they got other projects. They all have families, babies, things like that. So They all just kind of like retired or just did some small stuff, but Villavallo is still like he's not touring like U.S. stuff so much. He's just kind of being like a mainland
Scandinavia.
in Scandinavia right now. That's the last I heard, probably about 2-ish months ago. I haven't kept up on it.
Your wash is done.
My wash is done. It's got to go in the
2
dryer.
days.
But I think that is it. That is the
it.
news. That is the news right now. We are gonna have after this. I believe in the next like 3 days, I have a video coming out, and then after that, it's gonna be a couple live vlogs because for some reason. My job accidentally put me on 9 days straight at work.
Accidentally?
And they're all like shifts from like 9:30 to when I get home about 7 o'clock at night. So I won't have time to like get up early in the morning because I'm already up at like 6:15 in the morning. Or go and do something after work because I gotta come home and go to bed.
I gotta come home.
So until my Friday.
When we go to the Polynesian is actually like
the end of my work week.
And then technically we both have off Friday, but we're not going to Poly till Saturday.
Yeah.
So like yeah.
So I'm working. What's today? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
straight.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, I'm working 8 days straight. So it's gonna be a couple live vlogs. I have an actual vlog coming out next, and then it's just gonna be like 2-3 live vlogs. So I'll think of something fun for us to do. Maybe we'll do a giveaway. I don't know. I'll think of something.
What are we giving away?
I don't know.
What do we have to give away?
I got stuff.
Is that stuff?
I don't know. So hopefully you guys will stick around. I don't know how many people actually like the live vlogs. I don't really know. Because I like to do them seldomly.
Seldom.
Like I always think like live vlogs are a little bit treat because they get to talk to us. We talk to them, ask questions.
Well, you did them a lot during the closing of
I did,
everything because, there was nowhere to go.
There's nothing to do, nowhere to go. And that's kind of my life now for the next 8 days. Oh, I suck.
Just remember, Matthews, you suck.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. All right, guys, that is going to be it. Thank you for sticking around, checking out the news. Like I said, if you're a pass holder, you have until August 11th. That's like the biggest news.
6 days.
You have 6 days to figure out what you are doing with your pass holder. If you're not going to keep it, please call them if you didn't get that email, because if you just let it go and you miss it, you are a pass holder and you're going to be paying. If you want to keep your pass holder,
you don't have to do anything.
You could say I want to be a pass holder on that email, or just don't do anything.
Thank you.
Yeah, or just don't do anything. It'll continue. But for those that don't, that's like you have until the 11th, 6 days.
All right.
Goodbye.
That was like a really quick.
Bye. Vlog finito.